The Commanders may be sputtering as it relates to a potential stadium at the site of the former RFK venue. Now, remember when the league, the Commanders, and DC Mayor Muriel Bowser introduced and announced the deal to build a Commander Stadium at that site, it was sold as a done deal. And right in the aftermath of that, we're having the draft in DC. Look, these things are all strategized. They're all carefully manicured. It's all 4D chess. The problem is, it wasn't enough to convince a sufficient number of the members of the DC Council to rubber stamp it. They're not going to be rushed. They're not going to move quickly. They're going to have hearings in late July. And you've got the team saying, hey, this is going to slow down the goal of opening the stadium in 2030. And you've got Mayor Bowser saying, hey, we may blow this. They may not even build the stadium. And you've got Maryland and Virginia, very similar to what's going on with the Chiefs. The team doesn't have to leave the area. The team just stays in Maryland. That's where it is now. New stadium in Maryland or stadium in Virginia. The door is wide open for Virginia and Maryland as the DC Council delays this process. And there's no guarantee they're going to approve the deal. But it's funny how it was covered as a done deal. I'd say most of the media reports I saw painted this thing as a done deal, with not many of them doing anything more than adding a footnote, if that much, that DC Council still has to approve this. And even then, the attitude was, yeah, they will. No, maybe they won't. And maybe their attitude is, we don't have the money to do this, and we shouldn't have to pay for it. It's a point I've been making all week. Why does the public have to devote taxpayer money to pay for the factory, the store, the workplace, the venue that attracts members of the public to show up and give their money and their attention and their time to the business that relies on their presence and their attention and their cash? I've never seen, and it's probably happened somewhere at some point in the United States of America, but I don't remember seeing stories about a grocery store chain squeezing money out of the local or state taxpayer budget to pay for a store, and they rely upon members of the general public showing up. I've never seen, when there's a concert hall that's being built or a theater that's just going to show movies, like the person that's trying to build the theater, I've never seen articles about trying to get taxpayer money to pay for it because it's something good for the public because they can come watch movies. It's ridiculous. So we're getting closer and closer to the point where I think that the public money is going to dry up completely, if not close to it. The Browns are getting their deal with public money. The Bengals are getting theirs. The Chiefs are getting theirs. The Commanders may not. It's just like the collusion case. The NFL doesn't want any of its teams to do a deal that doesn't have public money, except when the owner declares, I want to pay for this on my own, like Stan Kroenke did with the Rams. They don't want someone to fail, because once one fails in their effort to get taxpayer money, then maybe more fail. And maybe it becomes a trend, just like they didn't want the Deshaun Watson deal to become a trend, not getting public money for your stadium renovation or construction. They don't want that to become a trend either. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.